Hello friends. First of all, thank you so much for being here. Today we are going to discuss an important topic from our geography, rocks. So let's get into the topic, rocks. First, we need to define rocks. A rock can be defined as an aggregate of minerals that forms more or less a definite unit of earth crust. The term rocks refers not only to any hard, solid matters like granite, but also soft and loose particles like sand, silt, and clay derived from the earth. This is the definition of a rock, or how can we define rock? It is an aggregate mineral that forms more or less the definite unit of the earth crust. The term rocks refers not only to any hard, solid matters like granite. Okay, that is the first matter comes to our mind, defined rock. But at the same time, it's also soft, loose particles like sand, silt, and clay derived from the earth. It's also a part of a rock. So let us see the different types of rocks. There are three main types of rocks. First one is igneous rocks, second one sedimentary rocks, and third one is metamorphic rocks. Three main types of rocks: igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic rocks. Let's look in detail these three different types of rocks. The first one is igneous rock. You can see the background picture. There is a flow of lava. So this lava flow or magma is closely related to this igneous rock. The word igneous is derived from the Latin word ignis, its meaning fire. These rocks were formed due to cooling, solidification, and crystallization of molten material of the earth known as magma, found at greater depths in the interior of the earth. So it is also known as volcanic rock, and at the same time, it's having another name. It's a primary rocks. So the word igneous is derived from a Latin word ignis, which means fire. And these rocks formed due to the cooling, solidification, and crystallization of the hot molten magma. When the magma comes out on the surface of the earth, is called as lava, and when it cools and solidify and crystallization process, that solidification or the crystallization of a magma, or the outcome of a magma or the lava form, we can say it as a igneous rock. So that it's known as volcanic rock because it is derived from a volcano, and it's the first formation or the primary rock strata. So this igneous rocks known as primary rocks. So you can expect these two words also in your question paper about volcanic rock and the primary rock. Next, we are going to discuss about the characteristics of igneous rocks. Let us see one by one the characteristics of igneous rocks. They are hard and compact. They are formed by the solidification of molten magma. They are granular and crystalline. These rocks are less affected by chemical weathering because water does not percolate in these rocks. These are the main characteristics of igneous rocks. Here I mentioned only the main characteristics. They are hard and compact. They are formed by the solidification of molten magma. They are granular and crystalline. These rocks are less affected by chemical weathering. Why these igneous rocks are less affected by chemical weathering? There is a geographical reason question you can expect for your examination. So you can write this answer because water does not percolate in these rocks. These are the main characteristics of igneous rocks. Next category of rocks are sedimentary rocks. From the word itself, you can understand sedimentary, or these rocks formed by sediments. Let's see the characteristics of sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks are formed from materials derived from other rocks. They may also have plant and animal remains. They are most widespread on the surface of the earth and constitute about 75% of the surface area of the globe. And the sedimentary rocks are soft and layered as they are formed by the deposition of sediments. So sedimentary rocks are formed from the materials derived from other rocks, that means from the parent rock or the primary rocks. They may also have plant and animal remains. How these rocks are having plant and animal remains? So, since rocks are made up of different minerals, weathering may also reduce rocks to pieces and fragments. This type of a disintegration is called a granular disintegration, and we can say the sedimentary rocks are the output of this granular disintegration. During the weathering process, it contains plants and animals remains. In simple sense, we can say these rocks contain fossils, okay, or the fossil contents are there in this sedimentary rocks. This is a very important another question for your examination. And most 75% of the surface area on the globe, it's widespread this type of rocks, and they are soft and layered as they are formed by the deposition of sediments. I discussed here only the main characteristics of sedimentary rocks. Next category of our rocks are metamorphic rocks. Okay, let us see what are metamorphic rocks and what are the characteristics of metamorphic rocks. The word metamorphic is derived from metamorphos, which means change in form. These rocks were once igneous or sedimentary and then underwent changes through physical or chemical processes. They are harder and more compact than their original form. They do not allow water to percolate through them. They do not have fossils, and new minerals are formed due to the process of metamorphism. These are the main characteristics of metamorphic rocks and the formation. This metamorphic rocks or that word is derived from a metamorph, which means change in form. That means it's keep on changing this type of rocks. These rocks were once igneous or sedimentary and then underwent changes through physical or chemical processes. That is what these rocks are known as metamorph or complete change. They are harder and more compact than their original form. They do not allow water to percolate through them. Another important characteristics. They do not have fossils. During the weathering process, these rocks lose its fossils contents. That is what it's mentioned. They do not have fossils, and new minerals are formed during the process of metamorphism. These are the important characteristics of metamorphic rocks. And next important content from this topic is a rock cycle. It's a cyclic process. So here is a diagram for the rock cycle. First, we have seen this metamorphic igneous rocks. Igneous rocks formed from the solidification of magma, cooling, solidification, and crystallization of hot molten magma. From there only it changes as a From there, it changes as sedimentary rocks and other types of rocks also. So, sedimentary rocks and the metamorphic rocks. Igneous rocks is the primary rock or a volcanic rock. From there, it changes as a sedimentary rocks, and again, it changes its forms like a metamorphic rocks. This cyclical process is known as rock cycle. Okay, here you can see igneous rocks from the magma chamber. It comes out lava, crystallization, cooling, solidification, and crystallization. From here, the weathering and erosion. It's remained into sediments, and the sediments when it comes the compact materials, and it's made different layers, and it became as a sedimentary rocks. From there, due to the weathering, it changes into as a metamorphic rocks. Okay, so it's like a cyclic process, so that it's known as what a rock cycle. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you understood this topic very well. If you like this video, please share to your friends, and if it's good for your studies,